Hello guys, what's going on?
Hello
Welcome
guys.
back to our vlog, and today's topic is 4 years after purchasing our first property,
Any regrets? So let's kickstart.
Yes, indeed.
So the first topic, location.
Yes, indeed.
So with regards to where we bought our property, do we regret the location that we bought it in?
No, for me personally, and of course because prior to getting the property we did a lot of our research, and it has indeed worked out to be exactly as we thought it would be.
Yep.
Of course, when it comes to travelling to work, at first it was an issue.
Regret,
yeah.
I would say so, because we were both travelling into London to our workplaces, and of course with the fact that we both drive, it was a bit of a distance, and you know, on the motorway there can be traffic, so those two combined could make it, you know, quite stressful. However,
but of course, like if you were getting public transport, and say for instance we could get the train into London, where we are is literally 30 minutes away from London Bridge. So we did have that option, but unfortunately it did not apply to us because we drove to work, and effectively what we ended up relocating jobs.
Yeah, we then relocated jobs close to home.
Yeah.
And it worked out even better. So that regret then became a non-regret, because working closer to home made it easier to, you know, drive to and from work, and it actually worked to our benefit, because one would think that working in London the pay grade would be higher than what it would be outside of London, but it was actually the opposite for us.
I think it's fair to say that it is sometimes a big misconception to think that you will have to take a massive pay cut to, of course, like relocate, which was in our case, it was the opposite.
The opposite. So
absolute opposite.
In my role, I'm getting paid more now, or here where I am, rather than when I was in London, and that is not just to do with experience. It's actually because of the demand for my
supply and
position.
demand. Yeah.
In London, as you all know, it's overpopulated, and you do have more dental practices, so therefore there's more competition. So if this person doesn't want the job for the salary, that's not a problem. We'll find someone else who will happily take it. Whereas over here, there is less of a demand in terms of competition, so therefore you can, you know, really negotiate what you want.
Exactly. In like likewise for my one as well, supply and demand, there aren't that many skilled enough technicians in my field as well, and I found that that was my negotiating power when it came to getting jobs as well. Another hot topic when it comes to location is family and friends, and for us that is not a regret.
No.
Luckily enough, we did enough research to get a location that is once again over the weekend straight into London, no hassle, no traffic, no nothing, and most of all of our friends are all in London, and as you said, only recently have they all started relocating out of London, so for us that worked out perfectly for us.
Yeah. Next point regarding location would be local amenities and shops. So this worked out really well, because where we are situated, there is, you know, there's every supermarket you can think of, there is, you know, pharmacies, off license, and you know, everything you need basically, all within a short walking distance or a short drive.
Gym.
So that the gym as well is about 5-minute drive, and we gym a lot, so that worked out well. So regarding that was definitely not a regret, and yeah,
of course. I think the only thing for us that isn't not so much of a regret, which some people could live without, it's just food. Because when it comes to our type of food, like African food.
I would say. So regarding African foods and spices and things like that, I wouldn't say that was a regret. I would say it just took a bit more effort to get to those shops.
Yeah, but I mean, even till now, we still rely a lot on London when it comes to getting a lot of our African supplies.
Yeah. But then again, I feel as though because it lasts so long, it's not that much of a regret. So you don't have to be going. It's not like milk where you have to sort of get milk quite frequently, whereas spices can last you months. So
Maggi cubes.
Right.
That's fine. So I think one more thing as well when it comes to location is parking. When we first came down here, we've done our research, and it wasn't that much populated by ethnic minorities and also younger people.
So
such
initially,
as us.
it was not a regret.
But then it later on then became a regret because this place then started becoming overpopulated as there is a lot of demands for properties around where we are. So parking
spaces decreased.
Yeah, especially like once again with the property type that we got, parking became an issue, and sometimes we don't really get to park at our doorstep as we would like to.
Yes. So point number 2, mortgage and bills.
Yes, indeed. So for us, our mortgage is relatively affordable because we did put forth a 25% deposit, bringing the rest of the 75% of the mortgage very, very low for us, and effectively bringing down our term and also our interest rate, which also then reflects on the bills that we pay.
So that was not a regret.
Yeah.
So regards to the bills, as Corey mentioned, regarding the mortgage payment monthly, that mortgage payment allowed us to actually have enough money to be able to cope with our bills, cope with upkeep of the house and any other leisure things that we'd like to do. Even right now, we're in the pandemic with the COVID-19, it just means that we are still able to keep up with our mortgage payments. We haven't had to take a mortgage holiday. And just to go a bit deeper, I think it's quite good that we don't necessarily need both our salaries to be able to pay the mortgage. Corey's salary alone can keep up with the mortgage and vice versa. So even if one of us wasn't working, we could still keep up with our mortgage payments and bills and everything else.
Yeah, I think to put it into perspective as well, because I've done a bit of calculation, and the mortgage payment only makes up, I think, about 20% of our income combined, which of course then frees up the rest of the other money for us to do with as we please.
Number 3, capital appreciation.
Yes, I mean the capital appreciation of our property hasn't increased to a life-changing amount of money. However, it has increased significantly. And also us putting our mortgage quite low and interest rate very, very low has also enabled us to have a whole lot more equity within the property. And also that brings us to our next point, which is point number
4, refurbishments. So in regards to our property that we bought, we didn't have to refurbish much of the house. The house is in very good condition when we bought it. Yeah. However, we did redo the kitchen because the kitchen was quite outdated, and as you will see from our kitchen refurbishment video, you'll see what it looked like before and what it currently looks like now.
I think a lot of the work came from DIY work, which if you would literally have to try. In our case, luckily I was a bit handy when it came to DIY work, and also my builder and Checker Trade is your best friend in case you're looking for tradesmen. We went on that site, we got really, really good deals. Overall, I believe to do the kitchen cost us about £7,000, and also we did also get the windows replaced as well. Once again, that cost us cheap, in my opinion, about £1,550 to have 6 windows replaced, even though I was getting quotes about £3,000, £4,000, £5,000. So once again, you just have to shop around. You need to ask people who know tradesmen and so on and so forth, and literally just try to get a deal. So and also a rule of thumb is you should not spend up to 10% of the property value when it comes to renovating the house, because in most cases you will never see that money back. So that is a tip for people out there who are considering having their property refurbished after purchasing it. So overall, the amount of money that we've put into refurbishing the property that we've got is not a regret, because we've not really put in that much money with return.
I would say that we had to do those refurbishments, so they were required. There weren't refurbishments that was just for the sake of it or just to make it look a bit nicer. There were refurbishments that would actually make the entire property match all around, because you can't really have a modern household and then the kitchen looks a bit off. So that's why we did the kitchen again. Okay, so point number 5, space. The space we got was definitely not a regret. I believe that we've got quite a big house for the two of us. Also, knowing that we're looking to expand in the future, we do have the space to expand. So that would work to our benefit.
I think that's one thing some people also do not think about or pre-plan for when it is that they go ahead and purchase properties. You know, so most couples go ahead and purchase, which isn't in our case. Most couples would probably go ahead and purchase flats and stuff, and maybe 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom flat, and then later on along the line they would find out maybe they're ready for a family, and now they're thinking of expanding. Do I sell the house? Do I put it out to rent? And you know, so much complication came. So we got a house that we would also grow into.
Yeah.
You know, so that there is a major like good point on our book. You know, positive, no regrets in that whatsoever.
Yeah, so we've come to the end of our video.
Yes, guys. I mean, if you guys have more questions, you know, comment down below any topics that you'd want us to cover, any topic you'd want Susan to cover on her own, me to cover my own, whichever one, just go ahead and throw it at us.
Alright, so we'll see you in the next video, and
Yes,
make
indeed.
sure you like, comment and subscribe.